Look at that beauty. I may need to be alone for a minute. Today we are making one of my favorite breads of all time. We're making semolina bread. So let's get started. In order to start our bread, we need our yeast mixture. So I have a cup and a half of water. To that, I'm going to add in 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast and a tablespoon of sugar. The sugar is going to feed the yeast and help it grow. So we're just going to give it a mix. Okay. Once we have the sugar and yeast mixed up with the water, we're going to set it aside for about 5-10 minutes until we get a foamy top and the yeast has started to bloom. In the meantime, let's walk over to the stand mixer and start mixing up the rest of the ingredients. To the bowl of our stand mixer, we're going to start adding in our flours. So I have all-purpose flour, semolina flour, because of course we're making semolina bread, some kosher salt, some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to give that a mix with my hand real quick just to get those ingredients incorporated. Once we have the foamy top on our yeast and water mixture, we're going to pour that in. And with the mixer on medium-low, with our dough hook attachment, we're just going to mix this up until everything's incorporated. Okay, now you can see that everything is pretty much incorporated in the bowl. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lock the bowl and we're going to put it on medium-high speed and we're going to let it knead in the bowl for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so our dough's been kneading in here for 10 minutes, and I just need you to see this glorious dough. You can see that it's tacky, but not sticky. It's not sticking to my fingers at all. So we're gonna take it off of the dough hook. So our dough is done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly oil this bowl. I'm just gonna push the dough over to the side, give it a spray on the sides, just to ensure that the dough doesn't stick while it's rising. Push it over to the other side. I just like to shape it just a little bit. See how beautiful this dough is? Oh my God, it's gorgeous. And it smells like a bakery in my house already. Just make sure I got the bottom really good. So we're just gonna plop it back in the bowl. We're gonna take a piece of plastic wrap. Gonna put it over the bowl, make it nice and tight. And that's what I mean by tight. You don't wanna see a wrinkle in your plastic wrap. It should sound like a drum. I say this to you guys all the time. That's how you know it's nice and tight. No air is going to get in. It's not going to dry out your dough. We're going to put this in a warm place and we're going to let it rise for 1.5 to 2 hours or until it's doubled in size. Our semolina dough is done rising. So let's get the plastic wrap off of it. And can you see how it doubled in size? So first things first, punch your dough down. Release the air. Now we're just going to take some bread flour and sprinkle it on the table. You don't need much. Let's dump the dough out onto our work surface. Sprinkle the top a little bit. This is a really gorgeous dough, guys. Okay. Now I just like to put it back into a bowl shape, just like that. So now it's your choice. You can either make one really large loaf of semolina or you can make 2 smaller loaves. I'm going to make 2 smaller loaves. So I just take my bench scraper and literally just cut it directly down the middle. So now you can see that when you cut it down the middle and you have it in a ball shape, you already have it in your classic oval shape with the points, right? So I just like to go in and just refine that a little bit. Look at that. Gorgeous. Can you see? So now I'm just going to put that on my baking sheet that I have lined with aluminum foil. I sprayed it and then I laid down some semolina flour on there. Now let's do the next loaf. Just want to get it into that classic oval shape, which you can see it takes no work at all. We're going to put that on the baking sheet just like that. Now I'm going to cover this with a mopine or a dish towel, and I'm going to put it on the stove top while it's preheating, and I'm going to let it rise for another 30 to 45 minutes or until the loaves have doubled in size. Our bread is done rising. Doesn't she look beautiful? So now 2 more steps. 1, you want to take a really sharp knife and you just want to cut, not deep, just through the surface, 3 slits just to let the air out, and you want, so that you get the classic semolina bread look. Just like that. Now we're going to take an egg white wash, which is just egg white and a little bit of water. Give that a little mixy mix. And then we're gonna brush that over the top of our bread with your pastry brush. Now the reason I'm not using a traditional egg wash with the egg yolk and the egg white is because I don't want to give the bread an overly golden color that an egg wash would do. I want it to have that traditional Italian bread look, which is that clear, glossy finish. So once you're done playing Picasso, we're gonna take some sesame seeds and we're just gonna sprinkle them all over the top because this is a sesame seed semolina after all. Be generous with your sesame seeds. And that egg yolk wash is also gonna help your sesame seeds stick to the bread. And if you're a sesame seed lover, this is the bread for you. A little bit more on this one. Now we have our sesame seeds all over our bread. We're gonna pop this in a 400-degree oven for between 30 and 35 minutes or until she's beautifully golden brown and completely cooked. Our bread just came out of the oven and I can't even control myself. It smells like a bakery in here. Look at this. They are absolutely perfect. Not one imperfection. The good news is they came out perfectly. The bad news is you can't cut them for an hour. That's right. They have to sit on the counter, come to room temperature for at least an hour because they're going to continue to cook as they cool. And if you slice it now, you run the risk of it being gummy and undercooked. So be patient, do as I do, and walk away. We'll be back in an hour. The moment we've all been waiting for. The bread is cooled off. It's at room temperature. And look at it. That's the semolina bread. So we're gonna build a sandwich, but before we do that, I need to taste the butt. Can you hear the crunch? Haha, look at the inside of that bread. It's gorgeous. We have to taste it with some butter. Just a fun fact about me, you could put me on a desert island, leave me there forever, as long as you give me an unlimited amount of this bread and butter. Oh. You don't need to go to a bakery to get good bread. The flavor in that from the semolina flour. Dear Mother of God. Oh my God. You don't need to go to a bakery. You can make this bread. It is absolutely delicious. It was fast. And it was 100 times better than anything you'll get in the grocery store, especially if you're like someone like me who lives in Upper New York and you don't have Italian bakeries around you. That's the bread. Just saying. Let's cut a piece. My son is going to flip out when he gets home and sees this bread. He's very much like me. He loves bread. Look at the crumb on that. Come on. Okay, I'm going to cut it open. Gorgeous. We're going to put that aside for a second. So I have here baby arugula, and I'm just going to squeeze some lemon on it because I want to dress the arugula before I put it on my salad. Make sure you squirt the lemon all over yourself. That's the priority. Then I'm going to use some extra virgin olive oil, then a little bit of salt, some black pepper. I'm going to give that a toss. Get it all coated in the lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Remember, I tell you guys this all the time. Make sure you season in layers. Every layer gets a seasoning. Okay, now we put that on the bread. So I have here some prosciutto cotto. Not to be mistaken by prosciutto di Parma. That is a cured ham. This is a steamed or boiled prosciutto. It's literally one of my favorite Italian cold cuts. But feel free to build this sandwich any way you want. If you want to use prosciutto di Parma, you can do that. If you want to use traditional ham, you can do that as well. Now I have some gorgeous burrata cheese. And I'm just going to split this in half and spread that out all over the prosciutto cotto. Look at that. Oh my God. Could it look any better? And then I'm going to just drizzle it with some balsamic glaze. Tell me that doesn't look like a gorgeous sandwich. Look at that beauty. Oh boy. Now we give it a taste. I may need to be alone for a minute. That is one of the best sandwiches I've ever put in my mouth. if you want the recipe to my semolina bread, just comment the word recipe in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to send it to your DM. Or you can click the link in my bio and go to my Substack, and you can find my recipes there. I really need to be alone. Thank you so much for having lunch with me. Bye.